Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. I'm Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight. Hi, ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Wowie, wowie.
Something very exciting is coming. So wait, I need to just explain this episode because it's happening in two parts.
Yes.
So hello, we're together. We're doing our good week, bad week, which is cool. And then the next part, Stassi's on the podcast. But we actually recorded this about 4 weeks ago with her because she has got this new book coming out and she's in New York for book launch day. So we knew we were going to have to do it. But this is the day you were sick.
Yeah.
So it's just Becca and I and Stassi. But it was really funny because I was having Jared edit it and we couldn't find the footage. Because when we did it like weeks ago.
So long ago.
And I was like, oh my God, we lost Stassi. Oh my God. And he was like, no, I kept looking for Jack in the, like Jack's camera or whatever, or Becca. He was looking at Becca's footage and he thought she would be there, but he didn't realize Jack was sick and we put Stassi in your seat. So he was like, I can't find it. It was like 3 days of just high intensity. I was like, we're going to have to call her. We're going to have to do it again. I'm going to have to reread the book because I had forgotten it, anyway. But we found her. She's here. But first, it's time for... See what I did there?
It's time for...
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
I have to go first.
Okay.
I'm sending you something. My bad week is TikTok. Please check your TikToks. TikTok has now shown me what a cow vagina looks like.
Cow?
Yes. I am going to post this.
I don't even know how to open a TikTok message.
Just click it. No, it's what she texted it to us.
Oh, okay.
Is it
I thought you meant you
Wait, it's
sent
not
us
opening.
on TikTok.
No. Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
It's lunchtime. Would you eat a cow vagina? It's like big and they have to massage it and then they take some of the skin off it.
Ew, I don't want to do
God.
this.
And then they cut it.
I don't want to do this.
It kind of looks
I don't
like
wanna,
chicken.
Ew, I don't
Okay.
want to. Ew.
Okay.
Ew. How do I delete this message from you?
Anyway, okay. Next.
Ugh.
Good week. I am officially a gardener.
Oh.
I garden now.
Do you? What are you gardening?
Chris used to call it a putz, but it's not a putz anymore. I'm very serious. I have 3 sets of gardening gloves. I have a gardening hat. I have gardening shears, and I bought a tiny little gardening chainsaw. It's like this big off Temu, $15, and you can just like take off the little edges.
Yeah.
But sometimes on a Saturday morning, I'll make a cup of tea, and then I'll go out to my garden and I snip some lavender. I unearth some dead plants. I replant might move some things. I fertilize.
This has to be something that happens to women that
In elder years, right?
Yeah, because my mom is the same way, and I grew up never seeing her do anything other than like put a flower on a table. It's weird. She's obsessed with her backyard now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my sister in London has a beautiful, like kind of very British garden where it's like frogs and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was always like, she's like, I'm in the garden. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm never going to like meld with you on this subject. But I did send her like a knee pad for her knees when she's gardening. And then now that I have all my things growing, I'm obsessed. I bought little like sort of like holders and I like put the plants through so they can grow tall and get the sun. I grew an orange and then I had a little accident because I put the water on the orange because I wanted to give it lots of water. And then I got distracted and I like left the water on for four hours. And then Chris was like, hey, the home system is telling us we have a leak. Can you check the house? And I was like, it's me in the orange tree. Anyway, I garden. Please send me all your gardening tips.
She's a gardener.
Basically call me Lily Bloom.
Jack's also into her backyard.
I am. Well, I have to be because I have to water my plants.
Oh.
But it's
You don't have a drip system?
I do have a drip system. Thank you very much. But we have like 6 fruit trees that the drip system doesn't go to because you have to flood them. I have lemons, limes, mandarins, apples, pomegranates, grapes, figs.
Grapes?
Yeah, did you not
You
see
haven't
my
seen her grape
Instagram
footage?
No, I didn't see
It's
the
very impressive.
It is. Did
you eat it?
Yeah. We ate it on a cheese plate. We have like grapes and they grow on a vine over like our front to backyard like doors. It literally looks like you're in Europe. It's so cute. But a rat ate them all. So they're gone now. But I got footage right before they were all eaten.
Oh, the footage. I thought you said footage of the rat eating it.
Oh no. But
I wish.
it was a rat or a squirrel. But no, we have so many plants.
Wow.
I mean, fruits.
Way to
hope
come,
I get bit
way
by
to come
this
from
bug.
my, I know,
I'm
way to
still
come
waiting.
from my section of the internet. Like, honestly, I got a message of people who are like, hey, I think you should be able to talk about your hysterectomy as much as you want. Medical TikTok is yours because Jack took over Fixer Upper.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wowie.
We really have to just be one thing.
Competition.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
Jack, would you
flat.
like to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, so I guess this will be my good week because it's just insane. So after our show in Dallas, you drove home, and me, Kelty, Carrie, and Derek all went out to eat.
Yep.
And I don't know how we got on the topic of Ryan Ross, probably because a lot of my good week, bad week has to do with him. We were kind of talking about him.
Yeah.
And Kelty revealed to me, well, number one, she knows so much about his love life, his current love life right now.
Oh, wait, I was in the car as she was ramping up what he's doing now.
Well, this was different. She knows his current
I'm gonna get killed for this.
current girlfriend.
I don't want him to know. I know he has a current girlfriend.
And then she told me she listened to some podcast about him.
Are you kidding?
I did.
What was
What
the
was
podcast?
it again?
This is so
Are we gonna?
embarrassing, Jack. Are we doing this?
Yes.
I listen to podcasts, and a podcast girl came up. This is years ago, though, in my defense.
But isn't it about his current girlfriend right now?
No. I was drunk. I wasn't making sense. He was on a podcast, and he was talking about getting sober. And someone sent it to me, and they're like, "Did you know he got sober?" And to be honest, I was like, "No."
I would listen to that.
I don't know anything about you. I haven't talked to you in 20 years. Like, the amount that we talk about on this podcast makes it seem like I'm thinking about him. And
No, it's the only time we talk about it is on this podcast.
I don't. Like, I
Or
just
it's
want
a
to
joke.
clear the air. It's a little bit of a joke, but someone said he's sober.
Yeah.
And so I did listen to the podcast of him talking about getting sober, and I honestly felt a lot of pride.
Yeah.
And I was like, as someone who found you ODing in bathrooms and being confused about like what was wrong with you, because I didn't even know you were doing drugs, because that's how dumb I was. Like, I'm very happy for people. I don't know if he's still sober. I have no contact with this man.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy. And then what made me mad is that I felt like it's just about me. I've had other people in my life get sober, and I've had them that treated me very badly, and they've come
make
to me
amends.
and they've
Yeah.
made amends.
He hasn't made
12
amends with
steps.
you?
He never made amends with me.
That's crazy.
And
That's
That's
and I thought I could have been one of those people that he made amends with. Now,
well, yeah, because you dated
Maybe
him for
he
like 4
tried.
years. No,
don't think so.
She's very easy to contact.
very easy to contact. He never made amends, and honestly, like, so everyone knows I dated Christina Perry, his brother Nick, and Nick made amends with me when he got sober, and it was one of the most calming, coolest things that someone has ever done.
Yeah.
For someone,
yeah.
even like, you wish your ex-boyfriends would do this.
A lot of the time in a relationship with an addict, there's a lot of gaslighting. And
Yes.
so to be vindicated by somebody after the fact is
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
At the time, I had no idea that he was even getting sober. So I just got this random phone call from him on a Tuesday being like, "Hey, I know I was really awful to you, and
Yeah.
I made your life really hard, and I wanted to apologize." Like, and you were like, "Whoa, this is crazy." So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, just that I
That was her
revealed
good
that?
week because
No,
she
it
likes
was-
that you are still keeping tabs on Ryan.
It was just like she had so much new info that I didn't know
She
about.
was sharing as I was driving you guys to the hotel. She shared a lot about an ex-girlfriend and then a current girlfriend, and it was like a whole.
But here's the thing: the reason is that the Rossies, as I call them, they like
Who?
the Rossies.
It's like the Swifties.
The Swifties.
okay.
They send me information. I never
Seek it out.
I never seek it out. I never sit on my phone and be like, "Oh, I wonder what Ryan Ross is doing." Never. But the super fans of them love to tag me in shit.
Yeah.
And be like, "Did you know that he's got a new girlfriend? Look, she posted for his birthday." And I'm like,
Oh yeah, that was the one.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
So it's like I can't get away from it. That and cow vaginas,
Yeah. Okay, so for
I'm
my
very happy for you, Ryan. I'm sure someone will send you this video. I'm happy for you.
make it end.
Sometimes Christina told me that when you make amends, sometimes it's too much for you to make amends with people, so that you skip them if it's going to be hurtful to you.
To your sobriety.
Yeah.
Oh, well then maybe that's what's happening. But
just-
I highly doubt that you're the person that's going to.
I don't even think he
Trigger.
remembers treating me bad. That's like the,
Yeah.
the
How-
truth
Do you
of
think
it
he
is,
remembers you at all?
I think I was like,
kidding.
I think I was a,
Yeah.
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 Because I have guys in New York that I dated that were like obsessed with me that I don't think about.
But you dated him for years.
Years.
How long did you date him?
3.5 years. Lived together.
that's long.
Multiple Christmases.
Not as good as my Christmas with
Nope.
him. Okay, my bad week is I'm back to the Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Okay? Anonymous Facebook posts.
Okay.
Again, I got confirmation I could post about or talk about this. Here's the post. What is it with men and buttholes and butthole scents? I had just come back from the gym and my boyfriend grabs me to kiss and hug me. I'm sweaty as and he goes in between my cheeks, touches my butthole, sweat, pulls out his hand, smells it, and says it smells like ass. What the did he expect? I had just worked out. This isn't the first time he's done it. And I'm a clean girl, by the way. I shower 2 to 3 times a day, but he always goes back there, not when I'm fresh out of the shower. No, he does it when I've come home from a run or a walk or a workout. And he always smells his hand after. Is this normal? My exes have never done this. Is this a fetish? Have any of y'all experienced this?
It's a fetish.
It's definitely not normal, but
some people are really into sweat smell.
Well, that's
and
like
men love a butthole.
Different than a sweat. This is different than a sweat smell.
Because it smells like butt.
I can't think of a worse thing to smell.
Well, the fact that
want to die right now.
He does it and he goes, it smells like ass.
Like, obviously. Like, do you need to know? Because it's like the fact that she lets him close enough to just like finger the butthole in moving.
Men are actual dogs.
They're
dogs
disgusting.
smell each other's assholes.
Yes.
Men are dogs, and I'm so upset by this.
They're so gross.
And also, I'm so upset with her. Why did she have to post this?
Because she was wondering if it was all the posts that I will be bringing into my little series are all women that are posting about these weird things that their guys are doing. Asking
I
if
shouldn't
it's normal.
be judgmental of her.
Well, because it's
for
like
sharing.
I get the pheromones. Like even when I have BO, Jared's like loves to smell my BO, and I'm like,
BO.
this
Does
is
he
disgusting.
purposely try to smell your BO, or he just doesn't mind?
He just doesn't mind it. He'll be like, "Ooh, you smell good."
That's the difference. Is like
he doesn't
seeking it out is different than just being good with it and not minding it.
But it's also like guys that like going down on girls when they're not
like dirty.
Clean. Yeah. It is just animalistic.
Listen. I think what she should do for Christmas is she gets those leggings that we talked about on the podcast.
That have the
little cinch in the butt, and she just wears them working out, and then you just give them to him. Whenever you'd like to smell my butthole, enjoy these leggings.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. I don't know if I can recover. Hold on. I'm an odor person. It really bothers me. I hate an odor.
Yeah.
I hate an odor. Okay. My good week is that I did something so grown up and so mature and so maternal. I booked a professional photo shoot with myself and my family.
I'm so excited for this.
And it's really cool. I didn't do like the typical
matching outfits
or like on the beach in white button downs, you know. It's a photographer in Austin who is she's so cool. She won't shoot anything that's not candid. It's all candid photos. And so it's like the messiness of your life. Like you all look beautiful doing it, but you know, and so it's very editorial. It's very cool. And Ford is at an age right now. I'll just be honest. I know Ford is a very, highly sensitive child. Like he is not easygoing, right? There's nothing about him that's easygoing. Mm-hmm. He is not the kid that's going to run up to you and say hi.
It's like very cautious.
He's so reserved. And this was Zach. Zach at his birthday party when his mom had a bounce house, they were like, "Where's Zach?" And he was in the front yard watering flowers because he just had too much stimulation in the backyard. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Why are all these people here?"
Yeah.
So he's so tough that I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Right.
I am so nervous that this is going to be a disaster. Him with Santa Claus was...
Nope.
He was the color of Santa's suit. He was so pissed that he had to be with Santa.
And he takes like a while to warm up to people.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. He is Zach Martin. So he takes so long. And I'm like, this woman's going to walk in and she thinks she knows what it's like to work with children.
Yeah.
She has 4 of her own. She's never met a kid like this.
Mm-hmm. When are you doing it?
We did it yesterday. You guys, he was
a star.
Really?
Yes.
He was hamming it up like I've never seen.
Oh
he put on a show that I can't even describe.
What did you guys like? What was your atmosphere? Like, what were you doing? Where were you?
So we had 2 locations. She also only shoots. It takes an hour. That's it. Or less.
Wow.
There's a little like pond in my neighborhood with a little like fish camp, like really rustic and cute and fun with like ducks and stuff. So we did that, one of them there, and he like fed corn to the ducks and like whatever. And then we did it in our house, like in different spots in his room, playing with his toys with him by the beautiful big window. Like,
cute.
And then it ended with him having like a rocket pop, like in just a diaper with his like plastic little Tykes car outside, like driving it.
Yeah.
So it's like so cute and so stylized. But this kid Zach and I were both like, what does this mean? that he will not do anything or turn it on for anything, but then a professional photographer.
Becca Tobin.
Yeah,
so
it's the Becca in him.
I was like, it was crazy. He was like literally looking into the lens and like turning his head and like showing his car.
No.
I swear to God.
And she's like, this is supposed to be candid, bitch.
Yeah, she was like, oh my God, okay, oh my God. Like, and then she'd put her camera down and you'd do something else. She's like, okay, all right.
my
And I'm like,
God.
It's you.
what is happening? It's me. It's like me and Zach. It's a horrible combination.
No, he's Zach in real life, and then in show
You
business, he's
in a
you.
camera.
But you're like that too.
I guess, but like he's no pleasantries. Like, you know what I mean? It's so weird.
That's so funny.
My bad week is this. It's a trend going on Instagram with millennial women. I hate to,
No, not us.
I hate to
Not
call
us
out.
again.
And it's really, maybe Gen Z's doing it, but I don't follow any of them, I don't think. But lately I've been noticing these like micro influencers that I follow doing things like setting up their camera, their phone, like I imagine against like a lounge chair or something, and then getting into the pool with their family and playing as if they're being caught on camera, right? So they're like wrestling with their husband in the pool and dealing a smooch and then lifting the kid up in the water. And it's a very weird phenomenon. And it's been happening in a lot of these people that I follow, where they're trying to make it seem like somebody just caught them having a normal, adorable moment, but really they've been propping their own phones up, unaware of the camera.
Yeah.
Wait, is it supposed to look like it's like the Ring Cam or something?
No, but
It's
it's just what influencers have always done, where it's like
Like it's me filming an outfit.
No, because they're not.
Like you're telling us
You're not
hey,
going to camera. They're like, they basically are setting their phone up and then they're going in the pool and just like acting like nobody's there.
Oh.
But to get like this footage that looks like
But
that's what I mean. I feel like that's what influencers do. Like they'll do it with their boyfriend, where they like set it up, and then you're in the kitchen with your boyfriend.
Yeah, there was like a picnic happening on one Instagram thing that I follow, like a boyfriend girlfriend picnic, and they literally just set up a camera behind them and caught like the moments of the picnic, and I'm just like so weirded out by this.
Yeah, it's also just like when you're crying and they're like, let me pull my phone out.
Yeah.
I love to cry on the phone.
Yeah.
It's just, it's strange.
weird.
I really want to find the one in particular. It was specifically in a pool. And other people, also when other people are around, it makes me feel weird because I'm like, they're just watching you pretend to like.
It's making your own reality show.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well. On that note,
it's weird. Sorry, millennial women. It's
on
like
that
the millennial
note,
pause.
you can't have it all,
Can't
which
have
is
it all.
Stassi's new book. She's here after the break to discuss.
The Lady Gang.
Our guest today is a truth-telling icon. In fact, when you Google her name and add LadyGang, the first delicious bite that Google gives us is Stassi tells her shart horror story from an episode of LadyGang TV. And I'm sure she's so excited to be back with us classy bitches today. She once tried to steal my Emmy, and now you can have it because I have 3. And she's an absolute OG of our podcast life. She was the seventh person ever to appear on LadyGang.
Really?
Almost a decade ago. But life has drastically changed for the HBIC. She's moved on from reality TV to dominate the New York Times bestseller list and continues her chart-topping podcast. She's got a brand new book that is fantastic. You guys, you can't have it all. It is out today. It's all about rethinking the girl boss life, taking the pressure off, and lessons she's learned since becoming a mom of 2. Welcome back to the podcast, our OG queen.
Thank you. So many thoughts. Who wrote that?
Me.
That was great. That honestly, that seemed like it took a lot of time.
It did.
Thank you. 7th guest. My kids are both born on the 7th, so that like whenever I have 7, to me that just like really means something. Cool to begin with the sharding.
Yeah.
You just popped
You know
it
what?
right.
I needed to bring you down because I knew you were going to show up in a Chanel flat, which you did. No disappointment there with like the fancy rings. And you had that glamorous wedding. You're on your 3rd book. Both of your books, first 2, hit the New York Times bestseller list, unlike
So did
ours.
y'all's?
Oh,
no,
no,
the
only
second
the
one
first one.
didn't.
Second time, a bomb. And so, I need to bring you down before I build you back up. You know what I mean?
I hear you. No, I appreciate it. I stay humble.
Yeah.
I need to stay humble. Yeah.
You need to stay humble because you're magical.
You know what? No. That I don't need to stay humble.
Don't stay
there have been too many times where I've had to be humble.
Yeah, no, I think you should be so excited. So, okay, back to the mom talk.
Yes. Sorry, we're like I know it's so mind numbing as a non-mom. It's not mind numbing.
I'm just going to crack this Diet Coke over here.
I get
Me without uterus over here, stage right.
Like,
tell me more.
I want all the moms to know as well that like, I also find it mind numbing to not be talking about the exact era of momming that I'm in right now too.
For sure.
Like I don't want to talk to anybody about their newborns.
Yeah. No, I'd rather talk about J-Lo.
Right. So, but then if it's like talking about like me right now wrestling with like, do I have one kid? Do I have two kids? Like that's something that I'm like, could literally talk about till I'm blue in the face. Selfishly, I need to have information and I'm collecting information from all the moms.
And Stassi, what do you think? Because I just had met Ford. It takes me like a year he's 2.
He's 2 and
I met him for the first time, which is so sad.
Wait, that's like kind of strange.
She's in Austin.
I live in Austin now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is okay.
When we all made those like big life changes, she made a life change. So I hadn't met him. But like then when I saw them together, I literally looked back. I was like, do not f this up with another kid. Like he
I was going to say the opposite.
He is perfect. And they're so happy. And there's 4 hands, 1 baby.
Yeah.
Like it just makes sense. But then you're saying 2.
I really see both sides of it. So like you're going to get zero clarity from me.
I know.
Okay.
But that's okay.
I would have way more. I'd have more children if I had like $500 million land in my lap.
Yes.
If I could have help all the time and I could travel, I could go do things with my husband whenever I wanted to, like
hold his hand.
Yeah, literally. Like he wants to hold my hand. I'm like, don't touch me. I'm touched out. I'm touched out.
Yeah.
So like if I had a huge amount of wealth, I would keep having babies. Mm-hmm. But that's not the world we live in right now. And there are times when, we do have help. We do have a nanny.
Yeah.
Obsessed Sonia. She's like the best thing that ever happened to us. And I'm so lucky to have her.
I would die if she left.
There are times when she's with Messer and we get to like take Hartford out places. And I think to myself, like, wow, we could literally be traveling the world. We could be doing so many things. But then we go back home and I see Hartford and Messer interact and play with each other and cuddle each other. And they're so obsessed with each other. Then I'm like, just wait. In a few years, both of them will be able to be living that life with us.
You're right. You're right. Because I fall into the trap as well. Not that it's a trap, but I definitely get obsessed with the idea of Zach and I have not had to adjust our lifestyles that much.
Right.
It's like easier to ask my parents or the nanny to watch one kid and us go to Europe or whatever the thing is. It's like such like champagne problems. And I get caught up. I always catch on the life is not like I'm happy with like this amount of sacrifice I've made. Mm-hmm. Does the second one?
Yeah, it's worse.
It's worse.
Like it was way harder for me to go from
I appreciate
1 to 2 than from 0 to 1. But I also think I had my babe Hartford in COVID, so like all I had to do
was be a mom.
At home. So it wasn't that hard,
right?
It gave me something to do instead of just like binge watch another show again. So like I had purpose. But no, 2, it's like. You and your husband, if you're not talking now, then like you're really, because one of you has to always be on the other one, but that's just a season. And then there are times when Bo and I, like we finally took them both to Universal Studios like a few weeks ago. And I'm like, this is the most magical day. Like we did it. We're out of like that one season and we're in a new one.
Do you find peace in like those family moments where like now Ford's like starting to play on his own. He's like really kind of self-sufficient. And so Zach and I can sit there and like have a glass of wine at night together. Do you get that like again with 2?
Yeah, you do. There are always these moments. There are always moments. You figure out your rhythm. You figure out your routine. I'm a very scheduled, routine oriented mother. Like I'm a psychopath. I put everything in an app and I make our nanny put it in. I make Bo so that like I know exactly when he's having his bottle, when he's eaten, when he's pooped, when he's napped. Like I don't have to ask anyone any questions. And so because I know what his schedule and routine is going to be like, I can then
predict
plan.
your own.
And then I can be like, later on tonight we can watch something together. Yeah. Because I know he's going to go to sleep at this time.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You just figure it out and you survive. But I've never heard anyone be like, I regret my kid. I don't know.
Well, people would never say that.
We have people who regret having kids at all.
The people in our Facebook group are like, I would never say this to anyone else, but like I
and don't enjoy being a mom.
I didn't need to be a mom. That's in the Lady Secrets book.
Okay,
if anyone had ever read it,
I already know that I love being a mom.
Right. Okay.
So
right.
it's like,
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has ever regretted their kid who wanted to be a mom.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's very fair and valid. Not everyone wants to be a mom.
Yeah. Right. And some people think they want to, and then they have their
or they
first
get pressured
kid
by society and they feel like, oh, my
Yeah.
purpose on earth is to be a mom. And I did it because my whole family was
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yes.
married. When you're going to have a kid, it's what you're supposed to do. And then I realized that maybe this isn't the calling for
Yeah,
me.
no. Whenever
Yeah.
anyone asks me, should I have a kid? Like it without
Oh,
already
yeah,
having
yeah,
one,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you better really fucking want that.
I
kid.
just said-
you better
yeah.
really want it because your whole life is not your own anymore. You can't sleep in. You can't do whatever you want to do. You can't go meet the girlies for brunch, like,
No.
in a half an hour. Like, yes,
Unless
you can
you're
if
really
you plan it
rich.
ahead of time. Yes, of course. But like, you really have to want your kid. You do.
I want to talk about the book. I have so much because this is like very speaking to my soul. But first, I want to give the people what they want. And we need to go back because you are an OG of LadyGang. I need to talk about the wedding and this wedding dress.
Okay.
Can we just go back for a second? Because
Yes.
the book is you can't have it all, but you had it all at the wedding. And you talk actually
Yeah.
about the wedding
Yes.
in the book quite a bit about how you it was at this time in your life, you had to pull back and you talk about kind of this whole thing. But I have to tell you that of all the celebrities I've ever seen a wedding, you are the blueprint. I send your wedding dress to the young girls that are like, I don't know what I want for a dress. I literally just sent it to Tanya Rad and I was like, get a dress like this.
Yeah.
What a fantasy. You were
That
so
is maybe
fabulous.
one of the biggest, most amazing right under like you're the best mom to ever exist. My
The
wedding
best
dress
special.
and my wedding. Oh my God, because it was supposed to be so much
Yes.
more and ended up being exactly
What you needed.
what I needed. And there was not one moment whenever I hear brides talk about how like they were stressed or got in a fight with someone or like this didn't work or I'm like, I had zero stresses or anything go wrong. Like I think it was just so like grateful to be there. So grateful that it actually happened at all.
Yeah.
That I'm like, we could have had like paper plates and I'm like, I'm fine. Like we made it here.
But until I read the book, I did not know that it was I didn't even know it was supposed to be televised.
It was supposed to be the segue for like
A whole show.
Yeah.
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 And so it was going to be huge, 400 people, like all this stuff.
Not 400 people. I don't know that many people.
Okay.
And yeah.
But
like it
was supposed to be a big deal.
A big deal. Yes.
and then you downsized.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just
Like 30 people.
I just feel like all the people that think they want a big wedding.
No,
the pictures are just as gorgeous.
Correct. No, listen, this is the thing. You don't spend any of your time being like, oh, I have to go say hi to this person or I have to go do this, because you've already, when it's like a small wedding, you've already been hanging out with each other. You don't care. You're just like living in it. Everyone's everyone's fine. There is no pressure to really do anything or be anything. Mm-hmm. Small weddings my wedding was so much fun. I could not recommend a small wedding enough. Yeah.
Because I've had two weddings. My first wedding when I was 20 was massive, huge, the ballroom, the everything, and like hated it. I mean, it was a different situation, but Chris and I got married in our friend's backyard and we had 42 people. So it was a very similar thing. And I agree, like everyone there for the most part, I'm still friends with. They're still in my life.
Yeah.
Like when I look back on it, it doesn't age in a weird way because I'm like, oh, these are all still my people.
Yeah.
It's just really amazing. And the thing is that what people don't realize is that when you go back and look at your wedding, you really only look at the picture of you and your husband. Like you don't look at all like the table settings and sure, it's nice to have all those things. Oh, you do?
I loved it.
Okay. So it wouldn't have been okay to have paper plates.
So I say that, but no, my tablescape was stunning. And I literally sometimes go back to my Instagram and I scroll and I'm like, let's just go look at that again. Oh. Remember how I said no to that tablecloth and I was so wrong, and I'm so glad they didn't listen to me.
Oh, I love it. What do you remember from that day? Like the dress was insane. You were the first person I ever saw that did a detachable sleeve.
Thank you. Just being chill.
Yeah.
Like just literally not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like it was really just not caring. I didn't feel, I wasn't like, yes, I was nervous to do the first dance because like I really suck at that, but I had told our friend, please let Hartford run into our dance so that I don't have to do it. Because I think just there's nothing more awkward than watching a couple dance.
so awkward.
Especially when you're not good at it.
It's the longest song of your life you'll ever hear. And you're like, it's still going. It's still going.
Yeah, no, that was the only thing I had to be worried about. So like it was just fun and Aperol spritzes.
Oh,
that's it.
So great.
Okay.
So great.
So third book, I have written literally like quotes that I want to read you and get your, but this book, basically explain to everyone what the book is about.
So it's You Can't Have It All. Basically, I realized during 2020 and, a little after that, like I was striving so hard. I was trying so hard to be perfect at everything, to always be accomplishing more, always be doing more, socializing more, wearing more expensive things. Like it was just constant. And in 2020, it's like none of us could do that. None of us could do that. Some people could, but like I especially could not do that. And I realized that there were so many days that I was so much happier not doing it and not caring. And like the more that I stopped caring and the more that I stopped like pressuring myself, the more I started just like finding the joy in little things. And then I'm like, this is kind of what life's about. I'm like, I can't believe I thought that I wanted to be this.
Have an empire.
Yes. Where it's like, I still have dreams and ambitions.
Right.
But I don't need to be always doing more. Like my least favorite question is like, so what else are you doing? Like what I'm doing is enough right now.
Existing, breathing.
Like what the f- are you talking about? Like what I'm doing is enough right now. And that's such a Hollywood question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the worst.
You gotta be a multi-hyphenate. How dare you just have one project?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And like the stress
Well, you
of
are
that
technically
all,
doing that now with a third book.
Yeah.
which was a mind. Let me just tell you, you guys. So when I say this was the hardest book to write,
Of course.
because while I was writing it, I'm like, the very thing I'm writing about is exactly what I'm doing. The very act of writing a book is girl bossy. And I was pregnant and postpartum. So like I'm pushing myself too hard. I'm not following my own advice. So I had so many meltdowns over, I'm like, I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. And that's why I had to put in there, I'm like, I'm also writing this book for myself because I am trying to teach myself this lesson. And sometimes I'm able to quickly have that mentality when I catch myself being like, you should be doing more. And I can catch myself. But other times I still panic. I'm like, you should be doing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also this book is something, it's sort of a love letter to yourself and also to other women and like giving people the opportunity and like allowing them to be okay with not like copying some weird archetype that we've been shown. But like with us, with the podcast, it's like when you find meaning in what you're doing and like you're affecting people's lives in a positive way, that's not ambitious. That's like actually like where you find your soul's purpose in a cheesy way is like putting yourself out there so that it can help someone else find their joy or find their meaning or find their purpose or whatever. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but
For sure.
if that's your intention behind the book, it's like for yourself and also to help other women be okay with not being psycho girl bosses.
And
like,
this is a lesson that we like all seriously. We all need to calm down.
Millennial women need to calm the f down.
Even like all the play dates I go on with moms, I'm like, you guys, you need to calm down.
I know.
We need to relax.
I know. I feel so sad for the millennial moms who actually are still striving to get their moment in the sun. Like I have women in my life who I love who seem to have everything that I've ever wanted. They have things that I still am striving for, like in their lives, like the fullness of their lives, like their beautiful, complete family and they're pregnant, like all these things. And they're still trying to be bloggers. And I'm like, I'm so sad right now that you have 3 beautiful children.
Yeah.
A beautiful life, a full life. You're doing so much that I would love to be doing right now. And you're trying to sell things on Amazon like I am.
Wait, no, that's how I feel about really wealthy people that go on reality TV. I'm like, you guys.
Same. Why?
We go on reality TV
To get money.
to like get money. Yeah. Like I'm writing a book. Let me be clear. I'm also writing books to get money.
Yes.
I am not Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Okay. So let's be very clear.
We have to make a living. No, these are the women. They're like really wealthy. And I'm like, why do you have a like to know it? Why do you have a like to know it link? I just can't fucking wrap my mind around it that you still want a like to know it link.
Yeah. No, I really feel that. I feel it in my bones.
It's so
trust.
But I
But
want them to read your book.
When you see me though, continue working. Like it's not like I'm gonna go live the trad wife life. Like I would be bored.
We have mortgages
Let's be
to pay.
clear.
Yeah,
I like to work.
Yeah.
I just can't live in this like way that I was, that it's like you always need to be working on the next thing.
Yeah.
Like that's what kills me.
Yes.
Yeah. And granted, we all have, some people are driven by different things. Maybe we're just driven by something else than the blogger moms who they're already so wealthy, they have it all, but maybe they're driven by fame.
Attention.
And maybe attention.
Yeah.
And maybe that's that thing. And that's fine.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that is more their like soul's purpose, which is fair. We all have different ones.
Yeah,
Like some
you're
people
right,
are driven
I'm being
by money.
judgmental.
I think I'm like driven by like a sense of control. Like,
Yes.
you know, I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
have control or like some sort of power.
Yeah.
Like that excites me,
Yeah.
you know?
I get it. Yeah, I'm being judgmental because it's like
We are being judgmental.
I am. You have your like to know it. It's you wear cute outfits, fine. If you make $48 a day that you don't need, that you could wipe your ass with, it's not my business.
You know what?
I
Everyone needs
just
their
don't get it.
No, I know. But I also think it's like there's a little bit of it's easy for us to say that because we've all been like
We've
between
had
the three
it.
of us, we've each reached the peak of like, you know,
Right.
listen, huge reality star, one of the biggest TV shows of all time. I mean, me.
Shut up.
But you know what I mean? But
But
it's
we're
like,
trying to tell them like
I'm
we're
trying to
giving
tell
you a
you.
shortcut that it actually isn't great.
It doesn't do anything for like it.
But I
it
guess
is-
you can't tell people
You
that.
can't.
But your
people
book
have
probably
to climb
will
Mount
help
Everest.
this.
I think so. But people have to climb Mount Everest and be like, oh, I could have looked at the Google images online. Like probably a better experience. Do you know what I mean? Like it seems so amazing when it's happening, and it is amazing in its own way.
Yes.
But no one.
And listen, we're not saying give up. We're not saying give up.
Yeah.
And like
Just chill.
And yeah, just chill the out. You know,
2%.
relax.
What gave
Take a deep breath.
I wanted to know what from each of us. What gave you the most anxiety about girl bossing?
The fact that there was no cap on it. It's like there's no like, okay, you've hit it and you're there. So there is no finish line. There's no finish line. You just have to keep going and keep going and keep girl bossing and keep girl bossing.
Yeah.
Like it just never ends.
Mine is, and it's so funny because I also went through the it doesn't fucking matter moment of my life. And I feel like I'm on the other side, and I've like done so much work on myself to where I really don't feel like I'm competing with anyone other than myself. And even that's like kind of stupid because I'm really not competing with myself. I'm just trying to be better. And I see articles the other day, Aaron and Sarah Foster, their favorite daughter line was they did a feature on their line, and it was like something along the lines of they're headed toward $1 billion industry.
I saw that.
And that instantly gave me, I love both of them.
Yeah.
I think that they're both wonderful and they work their asses off, and it's deserved. That the line is amazing.
Yeah.
They've crushed it. There was a piece of me that was like, shit.
I could have worked harder. Me too. I felt
Not
the same way.
like us, like LadyGang. I'm like, we've fucking squandered opportunity. Like, what have we been doing? And I'm like, but why? Like, I have, those are the moments for me where I have to stop and say, it's just not my business. Like, it's just not, I can't girl boss because I can barely mom boss and do a podcast.
You
like,
know what?
let's be realistic.
I'm so glad you said that. And I want to tell you about my growth. I felt exactly the same way. And I was like, God, we could have done, God, we never invented our thing that like is our $50 million. And then I was like, literally normal Kelty would just be like, and then I would be mad at myself for like a year.
And we would have gotten like 85 emails.
I'd be like, guys, did you see this? Instead, I was like walking around the backyard and I looked out and I was like, yeah, but like with that comes a lot of employees and a lot of problems. And like, I'm planning on going to the Galapagos at Christmas to see like the baby seals. And I was like, I really do want to be able to shut my phone off for 2 weeks.
And you can't do that.
I couldn't do that if I, like, what a growth.
That's huge for you.
Yes. Huge for me.
Yes.
Because I'm so competitive and I was like, now we need to like, but I was like, you know what? I'm so happy for them and they probably have great staff and whatever, but like I have enough on my plate and I'm perfectly content with this.
So I write about this in the book, like when I feel success FOMO, that's what I call it.
Oh, I love it.
So what I do is I literally imagine, I'm like, and I heard this on the Skinny Confidential, so like I have to credit them with this, but I imagine that like, okay, well, if I want what they have, that means I would have to like fully switch lives.
It wouldn't even be your life anymore.
It wouldn't
It
be my
would be
life
a
anymore.
totally different life.
Yeah. And I love my life so much. And I love not, obviously there are days where like, this sucks,
Yeah.
but if you imagine like, okay, well then you'd have to switch lives, switch your kids, switch your husbands, your girlfriends or whatever, switch your friends. So it's like, there's no point of really feeling like that jealousy or FOMO or competition because we're all on our different fucking journeys.
Well, and you look at someone like Lauren, and I know that comes easy to her. I know, like from Skinny Confidential, I look at her life and I'll see like her listing out all the things she drinks in a day.
The anxiety that I have.
tried so many times to be her with a cute Instagram story.
No, and the tagging things. You guys, I went to Disneyland yesterday with Hartford and I couldn't get one story out.
Yeah.
I was literally just like brain dead. And I'm like, how are there people that can post all day and tag all of the things and still be present in their lives? I'm like, I can't do it.
But that's also like know thyself. That gives her fuel. Like she is somebody who was born to be this way. It doesn't drain her. I mean, I'm sure she has days where she's drained. She lives to create content. Like she was one of the original content creators, influencers, lifestyle, wellness, whatever in that way. So it's also like knowing what you are naturally drawn to do. Like I was like after Glee ended and I did like a fashion blog, everybody on my team was like, let's meet with these people. Let's do the like to know it. Let's do the blah, 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 blah. And I was like, for a while, I was like, I cannot make myself enjoy this. I hate taking a picture. I literally hate taking a picture.
Right.
Why am I going to create an entire empire of me in pictures? Like what the was wrong with me?
For sure.
But I would sit there for years after and look at all the like something navies and I'm like, I had a platform already. Like I literally looked at it like you squandered that opportunity. You could have been in Nordstrom or whatever. And then I sit there and I'm like, that is not who I am.
That's not what you wanted.
I hate everything that job entails.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing with Lauren. I'm like, I would hate that to be my day to day.
Yeah.
She f***ing thrives.
Yes. I think it's just hard for us as specifically because we do the same things where it's like, what do you even
not
call
compare.
us? Yeah, to like, I hate the word influencer, but you could say podcaster, but we do more than that. Like whatever, like just content
What are
creator.
you calling yourself?
I don't have an
person?
answer for
Human?
that. I don't know.
Lady boss?
Lady.
No.
I mean, you're a public figure.
Yeah.
But we're all thinking like, oh, this is the only formula like to success. And it's like, that is just so not true. Like something like I've realized the way that you don't like taking photos. It's like, I like breaks.
Yeah.
I like going really hard on
Yes.
something. And then I like a really long f***ing break.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's a coined term in your book, girl failure.
Yes.
Can you discuss girl failure?
Okay. This one's going to be really confusing because I have a list of people and under this girl failure, this, cause it's not like a full chapter. Okay. But and all of them are different because it's women who have failed and like are in prison or like women who have failed and come back and are better than ever. Like Martha Stewart who was in prison, but then came back and it's like, holy shit, you made like a nativity set in prison and I bought it for $150. Like they literally like she replicated it. Like that's insane. Or girl failures that are just people who we think of like when we look at them, like the way that people look at Kourtney Kardashian and Meghan Markle as if they're girl failures, like that they're squandering opportunities where I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like they have it all figured out. Like Kourtney Kardashian, while you look at her next to Kim Kardashian and Kylie and Kendall or whatever, you think like, oh, she's
The less of the bosses.
yes, but
She's probably the happiest.
she's probably the happiest and she has life figured out. So while you're looking at her saying she's the girl failure, not so much. Same with Meghan Markle, not so much.
right.
Like I have like, there's all of these different examples of girl failures and I hate to like put some of them in the same category because like literally Taylor Swift is in the same list as Anna Delvey, which is like so f***ed up. But when you read it, hopefully people understand.
Yeah.
But I'm just fascinated by girl failures and people who like either remain there, people who come out of there, people who were tested and like kept getting girl failures. And then like 20 years later, they're like, look at me now. Like
It's interesting, the Meghan Markle, because we're so fed the narrative that like this is not what she wants. She's forced to live in Montecito with her husband and her kids making jam, but she actually wants to be in the limelight.
Isn't it
But,
preserves?
It's preserves. It's not jam. I thought it was jam.
we're all calling it jam. Are we?
I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever
Jam feels
whatever
really pedestrian for her.
does.
I feel like preserved.
It's a preserve. But like maybe she went in the royal family the way you went into your fashion blog and then realized,
It's
wait,
not for me.
I hate this so much and I want to go back to Montecito.
And sorry, making fucking jam in
Sounds awesome.
Montecito sounds great.
I want to do that.
With her fucking chickens.
Yes, and her 2 kids. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
And we all still know who she is, and she can literally do whatever she wants.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, get the out of here, people saying
Well, it's like
she's
living
failed.
your truth. Because I look at even the Kardashians. I feel like this also, Kim Kardashian is probably the equivalent of Lauren Everett's. You know, like it feeds her soul to be a beast in an empire.
No, she
like
wants to be driving to the Met Gala being like, I really wanted our first photo together to be here because I'm like master planned it. Like, she loves that. She's very passionate about that.
For that, and probably brings her a lot of joy.
Yeah.
So it really is like, it's like, what level are you operating where you're just authentically doing what you want to be doing?
Yeah, I just think we don't all need to be doing the same things.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple parts of the book I want to talk about. So in You Can't Have It All, you sort of in the beginning, you say like, this is not an anti-girl boss book. You say, I love ambitious women who go after everything she wants, plus I'm no stranger to hustle culture myself, but I do have a question to ask. And Stassi says, after the brutal, stressful, chaotic years we've all collectively experienced since the pandemic, is being a boss bitch with all her shit together really the vibe? I know I'm not the only one who's high-key tired. High-key tired.
Yeah.
Feels like something we all need to discuss. Like, high-key tired. Like, we're not really allowed to admit that it's overwhelming.
Yes.
And if you admit that it's overwhelming, then you've somehow failed.
Yes.
And then also, like, I know in what I do, I have a job that so many people want. Like, I know people auditioned and tried to get this job and they're like, oh, she got it and I didn't. So like, I'm very grateful for what I do, but I also am high-key tired. And like, you're not allowed to have those two things at the same time.
For sure, because if you admit that you're high-key tired, then like, oh, someone's there ready to take your spot. But like, we are tired and we do need breaks. And we don't talk, and not just with our careers, just like I'm high-key tired of everything, of just feeling like I have to be doing everything right. Like being a great wife, being a great mom, being a great friend, which I'm like not, like being a great sister, I'm not. Like,
yeah,
like there always gonna be things in our lives that are suffering. Mm-hmm. And I'm just tired of all of us not talking about that. Like, that's it.
Why do you think we do that? Is it we're competitive with each other? We don't want to admit failure.
I mean, I think that like if we really like thought deep about it, you know, I feel like it started with like, you know, it's like women get to work. We have like, what's that movie in the 80s? Working Girl.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we like start feeling like women started feeling empowered and they wanted to be their own boss. And then we have, you know, social media come out. And then with social media, we all have access to what each other are doing at all times. And so there's just been this like whole, like our culture has just been women trying to be as equal as men, if not better. You know what I mean? We have something to prove. And so where's the limit on that? Yeah. And again, watching each other do it like in real time, like that's kind of crazy. Like never have women or anyone, human beings, had to watch everybody else and what they're doing and accomplishing. Like, you know, like bring me back to a time where someone had to send a raven to my house to like
invite me to a party.
They made muffins.
Like,
well, it's also like we're not showing our work. Like, you know, in math problems, they're like, give me the answer, but I need to see you show your work.
Oh yeah, I know that was the worst.
It was the worst.
Cheat. Yeah,
but like,
sure.
I guess that's what I'm obsessed with now is that I really want women, and that's part of admitting you're exhausted. Like, my sister is a partner at a law firm. She works her ass off. She's always high-key tired. Like, her life is high-key tired. But then she started like sharing these little tips and tricks and things because she's like, I'm so fucking desperate. I'm literally paying someone to come over to my house and fold laundry. Like, they have one job. It's to fold laundry. I'm so embarrassed. It took her years to admit this to her friends, but it's like, no, everyone appreciates it. You're showing your work. You're admitting your defeat. And you're also being like, and here's what goes on behind the scenes of me also making a shit ton of money and working and looking like a girl boss. I have to pay someone to fold my husband's underwear for me, like a stranger. So there's all these things that I'm like, I want to see you, like, how do you get your highlight reel? Like, what's all the shit underneath it? it's the nanny conversation too. It's coming down to where like, great, you're on a beautiful tropical vacation. First of all, I will never wrap my mind around people who go on vacations with toddlers to expensive tropical vacations and look like they're having the time of their lives. Have you fucking done this?
No, not a tropical. No, we took Hartford to our wedding. So we took her to Italy with us. And
Right.
Paris.
It's a little different.
It's your wedding. Like that's really pretty important.
But I still I would do it again. I would, like, if it wasn't my wedding.
You would bring her to Italy.
Yes, because seeing.
And have fun?
Yes, because seeing like her look at everything and experience things and run around the places that me and Bo love to visit. I'm like one of those people that's
even
like,
though you're like
nothing
navigating a nap. Like what?
Yeah, it's hard. But like I'm sorry. Yeah, like I love watching my kids experience.
But don't you think
things.
she'd see that at the Grove? She'd have the same reaction.
We go there
as
once
Paris?
a week. Yeah, for sure.
This is a you thing.
You're the people that I cannot understand.
I don't understand it either.
Like,
I'm
I
like,
can't. If you posted a video of Hartford like staring at like the Eiffel Tower,
which I have. I brought her there.
I look at that and I'm like,
and those were like the best.
Show me the work. Like, show me what's underneath this fucking picture. Because I would
where's
be
the meltdown on the train?
Shell of a woman. I would be a shell. I can barely take my kid to Whole Foods without feeling like I've been defeated.
No, I really feel this. And like when I tell you, it's obviously not as fun as when you can just go without your kids.
Yeah.
But you kind of you make it work and you work around the nap. And there have been times that like I brought her back to the hotel and we like sat in silence in the dark, but we were just like so happy to be on vacation. And I was like, F it, I don't care. You know, like I just really, and I also think that like showing my kids new experiences in new places, I feel like it will just like soak into them and like inform who they are. And that's important to me.
I think you can wait till they're like 7 for that.
I just like selfishly
I never saw the ocean till I was 18 and I am like very successful. So I just want to like throw that out there.
Oh my God.
You know what? But here's the thing. You do you.
You do you. It's the flight. It's the flights that are the worst. Right. That's it. Like that's what the hell is. And like even right now, like me and Bo are talking about like, should we go to Italy and bring them to Italy? He's from Italy also. So he has dual citizenship. So we're like, let's go see his family. I'm like, but the flight.
Yeah.
With the baby and Hartford.
Yeah.
Like what in the like you can't have a glass of wine. You can't eat your meal.
No.
You can't.
That's hell.
You can't do anything.
That's a flying prison.
But that 10 hours, if you go into it, like those 10 hours are gonna suck so bad. And then you get to like have your family in Italy. Like that's
gosh. I mean, I get it. I want to do that, but I cannot. I'm like, I am not wired the way I would be on that flight and I would fake a blood clot. I'd be like, turn this fucking thing around. Like, I would like spiral. I'm the mom that will literally just be waiting. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where I'm like, this is going to suck so bad. This is going to suck so bad. It's going to be this, this, and this. And I can like try to be optimistic going in, but then the one thing starts to unravel and I'm like, it's fucking over.
It's happening. It's happening.
And then it happens.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's hard. I just like, I'm one of those.
I'm
just one of those.
I appreciate that it exists because when I see the pictures of the kids in Turks and Caicos, I'm like, you're fucking lying. You're fucking miserable right now, and you wish you had sent your kids with their grandparents.
No, I have a new argument. Okay, well, there is that. When you're lucky enough to have like your grandparents able to watch one or more of your kids. Like 100%, there is that. But I also will say bringing my kids on vacation is more fun than us spending the day at home. The 2 weeks at home when Hartford's off of school. Like I would rather fill the day being stressed in a new location than being stressed.
You guys are really selling motherhood.
Having to go to the Grove again. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
I'd rather be in Italy doing that.
Okay. All right. You know what? That's a perspective I have not had before, and I am adopting because you're right.
Welcome to LadyGang.
We have to like.
You're right. I don't want to be on the AstroTurf in my own backyard with mosquitoes. Like I could do that in Italy.
Yes. Exactly. I could do it in Italy. There's a part of the book where you talk about, and you said, I love this so much. I don't know if you wrote this when you were exhausted or were really present for it, but this is brilliant. You said, Or maybe my algorithm is set to a make Stassi insecure setting. It's really hard to watch. So many people on social media live what looks like a dream light. They look like they have it all. How do they have access to a yacht?
That's wonderful.
I feel this all the time. I was like,
Everyone does.
When
did everyone
Family
collectively
money.
decide? No, everyone we follow on Instagram, they're
going
on a
yachting.
yacht and they all have a Birkin bag. I'm sure you do.
I don't.
I'm sure you do too.
I don't
No,
have
no.
a Birkin.
I'm way too poor for that. Are you kidding me?
When did everyone
No.
collectively decide we were saving our money for Birkin bags? Like,
I'm
when
going
did
to
it
tell
all
you
happen?
a little secret. I'm going to tell everybody. Everybody needs to know this. The Birkins, listen, there are girl bosses. I'm not taking away from anyone's success. The Birkins and the yachts, that's called generational wealth. That's called they married a finance guy.
I resent my parents.
Me too. All the time. I'm like, give it to me now while you're alive so you can see me enjoy it. Not that it would get me a yacht or a Birkin, but I'm just saying there is not one girl boss that's girl bossing so hard unless there's an article about her selling her company for $200 million.
Right.
That is buying a Birkin with money she got from Like to Know It. Okay.
It's 100% true.
It's not a fucking thing.
Okay.
It's not. And I'll tell you, if you want names, I'll give you names.
That made me feel so much better.
It doesn't exist.
So I should not have married for love.
No,
Me neither.
I'm pissed.
We made such a
I mean,
mistake.
what the
Pissed about it.
If I had just waited a few more years, I could have been Burke. No, I literally was on a flight just a few weeks ago, and I was flying back from Europe, and it was like I could spend, the flights were so expensive, it was a last minute thing. I was like, I could spend $10,000 on this flight and fly in business, which I hate to fly internationally, not in business, or I could just buy the thing and coach. And then I was literally like, I could buy a Birkin, but I did the responsible thing.
Business.
No.
Oh.
I flew in
You
coach.
flew coach and didn't even buy the Birkin.
I didn't buy the Birkin. I put that money in my savings or wherever it's going to go. And I was
because
like,
we don't have generational wealth.
No.
That's why.
because I've bought, it's almost
Because-
like what you talk about in the book. I've bought all the nice things. I went into the Chanel store at Lennon Heathrow one time and I bought a brand new Chanel bag and it was $5,500 and I've used that bag twice.
Yeah, it's
And-
always that one.
And I'm like,
the way I use my used Chanel bags, the ones I got on like the Real or whatever,
Yes.
use them all the time. But the one I bought at the store in Paris that I'm so proud of, that I had to call my bank and say, I'm
gonna
about
make
to
a
do this.
big purchase.
I literally have
Yes.
worn it just under 5 times.
And I'm
Yes.
like, I have all this beautiful jewelry and I have all this stuff. And then I look at my real life and I was like, I get up every morning and I put on Fabletics and I go for a dog walk and I do some work. And then I take my Fabletics to E and they put an outfit on me. So I don't, and then I put my Fabletics back on and I put
Yeah.
pajamas on. There's no need for multiple Chanel bags in my life.
No.
Like there really
There's no
is.
need for even one.
Truly. And I was
Truly.
like, I bought the fancy sunglasses, lost them. Like the only thing I would say is worth the money, to be honest, is skincare.
Yeah. It's
Like
okay.
I'm big on the skincare and those things. Like
and hair color.
and hair color. Well, you know, it's going well right here. But anyway, my point being is like, it's great to have a Birkin, but like the amount of
know.
the amount.
I don't even feel like I've touched one.
I've never even touched one. Actually, I think maybe like Heather's bro came in and
Yeah.
did a fucking, and I was like, let me touch
But
it.
also the cool thing about a Birkin is that you're supposed to hold it with the flap open. Like you're never supposed to close it up.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
But then like your shit falls out. So like, is this like the best use of a purse? Like, should we just not get a backpack?
We've
point.
you guys, we've passed
Surpassed.
the Birkin era. Like
No.
we maybe when we're like
you
60.
think we made it through?
We made it through.
I think
We made it out the other
We
end.
made it.
We
But
had an
listen.
assistant who was like canvas bags only that are used from Goodwill. Like that's the next generation coming up. They don't care about a handbag.
That'll age you. The way that a short sock is going to age you, a Chanel bag is also going to age you.
Wait, hold on. The way I long for the days of the short sock.
I'm so happy it's over.
I know, because like the big scrunchy that
Yeah.
just makes me look like I don't like it.
It's good for my proportions, weirdly. So I'm
It
embracing
works for some,
it.
not for others. Yeah, no, I ankle sock girly.
Okay. The
So
very
hard.
last, sorry to get off our high horse. The last thing I want to talk about from the book is this part of You Can't Have It All, which this is very beautiful what you wrote. You said, what I didn't realize until I was off the show and in the actual real world is that when you're on a show like that, your emotional intelligence goes way down, like down to the bottom of the ocean where no animals or plants can survive except goblin sharks and sea cucumbers. Because you get all this attention from producers and then the public for every little thing you do or say. And you get used to thinking that everything you do or say matters and that everyone on the planet cares. And you become so self-absorbed that when you're having conversations with other people, all you do is really focus on yourself. Think about it. You know those straight to camera confessionals you see on reality shows, the ones where we talk about every little thing that's happening in that episode? How could that not make you feel like everything in your life is important? I love you sharing this bit because I don't think I've ever read or heard someone explain reality TV and like the mind. People are like, oh, the haters, you get haters, and how do you deal with that? But like, how do you deal with the internal of like believing your own Kool-Aid or like,
your
and
own
then
hype.
your come down from that, obviously well documented, was so harsh. And so it's like cutting that off in the vein of like, everyone cares about every little thing I say. And then now, oh God, what am I going to do? And then having the option to maybe come back and then not. Like, this was very interesting to read this.
So people who are probably still in it don't know this about themselves. Like, it took me a while to recognize that by like still being around people that are in it, where I would try and have a normal conversation and it could never be normal. And it always came back to them or the show or something dramatic or just like, I'm like, holy shit. Was I like this the whole time? I'm like, obviously I was like this the whole time, where I just felt like every thought I had mattered. And that if I was at a dinner table and like there's like 10 other people there, that like they wanted to hear what I had to say, you know, like it was such like a moment of being around some of my friends that are still in it and being like, not everyone's like this. Like when you get out of the show and you go into the real world, and we all need to like care about each other. Yeah. We have to, you know, be mindful of one another. We like sometimes everything that you think doesn't matter. Yeah. But like, I don't fault anyone for it, because how could they see that when they're still in it? Because you are rewarded for bad behavior. You are constantly told, say whatever is on your mind, whatever you're thinking is your truth. Yeah. So say it. So say it. Say it. Like, never keep anything to yourself. So how can you not be a complete asshole? You know?
Well, it's like homecoming queen syndrome. It's a lot of these people that peaked in high school because they were the most popular. Everyone wanted to sit with them, and they thought that like they would hold court, and why wouldn't that go on for the rest of their lives? Right. So you meet these people who've now like entered the real world, and we don't care what the homecoming has to say homecoming queen has to say anymore. But they don't get the message as quickly. And it's like reality TV is like one big, they get stuck and stunted in that place. And it's like very interesting. It's in Hollywood too. It's like actors as well, because they're like, well, I did a press tour for 12 hours and people didn't stop asking me questions. I'm like, well, that's their job.
For sure.
And they aren't listening to anything you're saying either. But you don't know that. You're too much in that bubble.
But it's crazy. And I say this with like the most love in my heart, of all the people to like get out and be like the most grounded about it.
Shocking. It's truly shocking.
Like, you're a Stassi.
I can't see it. I don't know whether to be offended or.
I know, and I mean it with love, but it's like, you are deep.
Yes,
you're deep. Like, you are main character energy, and had been on television for so long, like iconic in that character. Right. So for you to get out and be like, wait a second, I don't know if this is for me. I'm really just into momming and doing these books and stuff. And like, I was honestly shocked when I saw you on Jeff Lewis and you were like, I'm not going back to TV. Like, I'm not
Well, interested. I didn't say I wouldn't go back to TV. I was very specific about like, no, the Valley does not feel right for me. Yeah. There is a world where TV would work if it was right for me, for all of the things involved. Like, I'm not going to
I selfishly would like for you to go on the Valley to show Janet who the real Stassi is.
Oh man, poor Janet. She's so nice in real life. I feel so bad.
I just feel so bad that everyone is like, she's trying to be the Stassi and it's just not working. I'm like, this is so crazy. You've become like an actual
you're a verb
archetype.
I didn't even like really think about it.
It's like when Housewives go on and they're like, well, I'll be like the Bethany. She's like, she didn't say it, but everyone's like, she's trying to be the Stassi. Yeah. That is a big, that's a big coup.
Okay.
Even though you're over it and it doesn't matter anymore, but it's still impressive.
I will just end here. I will say, I think this book is a great jumping off platform for
you to have an empire.
No, for whatever. No. Because listen, in this interview, you've said, I like to go hard and then I like to break. There's nothing like filming a season of a show and then taking a break. And so if you are open to TV, I think there's a new era of reality television, which is less about tables and fighting and sitting down in that thing and showing the real life. I think that's why The Valley did really well. Like, I want to see your messy mom life. Mm-hmm. I want to see that. I want to see your anti-girl bossing. I want to see like you taking your kids on it. Like that. I don't know if you could put your kids on TV, but like I'm very interested in, like you said, seeing the work, the less glamour. I'm not as following the reality shows that are as like everyone's perfect. Everyone's in their outfit. They're in their heels. Like I tried to watch Selling OC and I was like, they're too beautiful. Like it's not feeling real. Like I'm in the real reality vibes right now. And I think this could be.
You know, I always wonder that because I just feel since I've been out of it, I'm like, God, are people still wanting to see this type of like petty or dirty or dark like drama? This like, I'm exhausted of it. Like I remember seeing like the Meghan and Harry documentary and just like seeing her with her phone with the 2 baby monitors on it. And then she like went outside. They're both down and seeing them interact. I was like, I want to see a reality show like this. Like I want to see this. I want to see a family.
That documentary.
I loved it too.
Much.
And I'm like, am I the only one that wants to see something like this?
I want it to be Nutso Bananas Salt Lake City, like Monica Garcia, like that, or I want to see like real life that I feel less bad about myself.
I think that's why I talk a lot about how much I hate Vanderpump now. And it's like, because it's living between those two worlds, is that it's too real. Mm-hmm. It's not produced, like it's gotten so dark because it's gotten so real that I'm like, this is not an everyday. This is like a very, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's.
You want escapism?
I want to,
or you want real.
But like most people's lives are not that dark.
Right.
So like, I want either insanity or like light, easy, real, you know, ish, relatable-ish, not whatever this fucking dumpster fire and toxicity. Like I like hope the show literally never comes back. And it's horrible because we've had people from the show come on here, but I am like sad for them. I'm sad for all of it. Cause it's like the darkness. I don't want the darkness. It's too dark.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And that's a lot of people who are still homecoming queen and don't realize.
On that note,
bummer.
You can't have it all. The Basic Bitch Guide to Taking the Pressure Off, September 10th. Well, it's today. Wearing this today.
Yay, congrats.
Congratulations. It's pub day.
Okay.
Pub day. Congratulations. The book is fantastic. It's got really cute drawings and graphs and all the things that you would expect from you. The cover's great. You crushed it again. We're very happy for you. Thank you for coming on LadyGang. Let's support our girl for a 3rd New York Times bestseller.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very happy to have you. You look beautiful. Congratulations on everything. And we will
see you next Tuesday.